Hello, it's good to see you again. This is the end of July 2023 here in Shenzhen, China. This is a old science homework paper I wrote way back in 1972, Mike Kajowski, for science class, March 20th, 1972, 3/20/72. It's called The World of Microscopes. It is a summary of a movie that we watched in grade 8 about microscopes. So I will read it to you briefly here. The first movie was about microscopes, the usage of microscopes, the parts of a microscope, and the many new worlds that can be explored with microscopes. A microscope is an optical instrument consisting of a lens or combination of lenses used to obtain a magnified image of an extremely small object that cannot easily be seen by the naked eye. The movie was mainly about compound microscopes. Once again, the movie was mainly about compound microscopes, which are composed of two lenses. The lens closest to the stage is the objective lens, and the other lens is the eyepiece. I have eyepiece as one word there, if you can see it. They are mounted at opposite ends of a metal tube. And here I have a picture of it that I drew in grade 8. Which you can see right there at the bottom of the paper. Once again, the lens closest to the stage is the objective lens, and the other lens is the eyepiece. I think I will show my diagram here. I drew a picture back in grade 8. This is where I should be editing in the pictures if I were a professional video editor. As you can see, there is a drawing of a compound microscope. I have compound microscope there, and then I have the adjusting screw toward the upper middle. I have the eyepiece at the top, the tube in the upper middle. That flat plate down below is called the stage, back there in 1972. And I have there are some other vocabulary terms. The objective lens is directly above the stage, and the illuminating mirror, I guess that's where the light comes from, is below the stage. I assume, I don't remember so long ago, the stage was probably glass. It might have been glass, I don't know. All right, I'll go back to page 1 of this, The World of Microscopes, the movie. We were to write up our notes and tell what was in the movie. Once again, the movie was, where am I here? The movie was mainly about compound microscopes, which are composed of two lenses. The lens closest to the stage is the objective lens, and the other lens is the eyepiece. They are mounted on opposite ends of a metal tube, and as you see, I misspelled opposite. The objective lens, it's a metal tube, by the way, that long tubular object in the middle. The objective lens produces a magnified image within the tube. That means it blows up the picture. The eyepiece magnifies this image a second time, which goes to your eye. An object can be magnified anywhere from 10 to 100 times. Wow, that's a lot of magnification there. And there you see how the rays and the eyeball work, a little simple diagram. Page 2 of The World of Microscopes, my explanation of what the nonfiction science movie was about. There are 3 different kinds of magnification. Low magnification, which doesn't show the object in much detail, but shows a lot of the object or specimen. Medium shows more detail, but not as much of the object. High magnification shows a lot of detail, but you can hardly see the complete object. There are also 3 forms of illumination used in microscopes. They are bright field lighting, dark field lighting, and polarized lighting. I have here over to the right there eyepiece time objective 10 times 10 magnified 100 times. And that is the end of that essay. Now, the value of something like this is, as you know, to avoid discipline problems in the classroom. If you just show movies in there, especially Hollywood movies, if you're teaching in a foreign classroom, the students will likely never welcome you back to the classroom as a teacher. They will, say they love the movie, whether they're telling the truth or not. They'll see it as a way to get out of doing work and homework that is not involving what they feel are their popular subjects of math and science, which they feel, correctly or incorrectly, will probably help them find jobs when they're adults. So if you're able to give them an assignment like this, and especially in a foreign classroom, it might be difficult with discipline problems. When you ask them to write about a movie, they can't just sit there and throw paper airplanes and crack jokes and stuff. That's the thing with the Hollywood movies, that they show many American movies here in Shenzhen. And I did put off the movies as long as I could one semester at a grade 10 high school class here. Finally, by May or June, after I'd been teaching there almost a year, I gave in and let them see some American movies. And of course, that was the end of me. That became a study hall. I would monitor it each day, and they kept insisting on watching Transformers and other American movies, which, by the way, with all the special effects and stunts and stuff that they have in them, you can certainly know about science. But if you're in an American classroom or a foreign classroom, if you can have the young children, the young students, write a paper explaining what the non-fiction documentary type movie was about, I think that's a valid homework assignment.